Ben Franklin, you stink.
Yo, electricity sucks, bro. It works like half the time. And you got to pay for this shit every month?
Also, I just saw a painting of you. Can you be any fatter?
Hey, Shaun.
Yes, Ray.
We have a very special first guest on the podcast.
Yes.
Will you help me welcome him?
I sure will. He's a hilarious dude. You know him from all sorts of comedy shows across the country. Shaun Murphy!
Yay! Shaun, thank you so much for coming all the way down the street.
Thank you for
here in
having me.
Astoria.
I don't know if we ever figured out. You literally live about 9 houses from me. I would say something. Is it more? Have you ever counted them walking down?
Have you?
No, but I've always wanted to. I always forget when I get outside.
I counted them.
Yeah.
I'm like Rain Man. Yeah, there's exactly 7. So
You're like Rain Man with the toothpicks, but you can only do it with houses.
Yeah.
With large objects. His boat's in an ocean. He's like, that's 4 boats. I know that.
You're going to go 242 houses, take a left. You're going to go 8 houses, take a right.
That's how I give directions. We're going to have to drive past 14 gas stations. And
do you know how I do direct? You know, you do landmark directions. I think a lot of people do landmark directions. My mom does it. I think I just inherited it. Where you're like, it's by the Wendy's. You know that Wendy's by the thing, and then you make a left at the Wendy's. No street names, just landmarks.
That's like an old blue collar dude thing to do.
Yeah,
is where they're always like, you're gonna want to go by Tom's old muffler shop, and you're gonna want to bang a left. You're like, I don't know where Tom's old muffler. Can you just give me the address that I have to get to, and I'll put it in my GPS like a normal person.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Well, something that I wanted to bring up, I've been a little down the last 24 hours.
What happened,
because
Ray?
I got.
What happened, little baby Ray?
Well, I got
Little baby Ray.
This is something that you guys are both accustomed to, but it was the first one that ever hurt a little bit. It didn't hurt, but it pissed me off. I get a comment, not on YouTube. I get an Instagram comment on a video of mine, and it's just me doing stand up. It's just like a little crowd work clip, pretty innocent, and somebody comments, "Can you be any fatter? Wow." And
I thought it was funny when I put it this afternoon.
When you created the fake Instagram account and put it up there?
I really hope it wasn't you. Because it was like literally when I'm meeting my girlfriend at my apartment. I just got back from being out in Manhattan, and I see the comment while I'm standing outside my apartment waiting for her to get there. And I had already asked her to bring these Lindor truffles she had in the apartment. And right when she gets there, like she's like, "Hey, I brought them." I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna have any. And in fairness, I do look thick. It's not a great angle. I do look big, but then I commented back.
Good. I would have been like, "Fuck off." That just gets a dumb comment, but you don't even have to like think about it. It's just like, "Shut up, you." I'm like,
oh, my comment was definitely dumb.
What was it?
I wanted to say, yes, it's America. I could be much fatter. I'm a fat guy, but I'm not like
you're not. I don't think
I'm not like Ralphie May.
No, it's different. When you're tall, like you're tall. You're just it's big guy, not fat guy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a bad. It's a
dude.
bad
If
angle,
I was
buddy.
when I was bigger, like I'm still chubby-ish dude, right? When I was like when I was 70 pounds heavier, when I was at like 270, right? I was like fat guy. It was like big guy. If I go over 3 at 5'8", that's like fat guy. If you're a big guy that's like John Goodman thick, that's a little bit of a difference. And you have hair. I've talked about this before.
I'm 265.
That's
I
not
could
bad.
be a lot. I could be a lot bigger. That's what I'm saying.
Like football player
but
big.
all I commented such a lame joke. But it was just I just did it right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a knee joke.
I just said, I know, right? I wanted to lose weight, but your mom likes something to grab onto.
That's
actually good.
Yeah.
Well, that was all that I had to go with, because then you click on this fucking guy's profile,
and
you want to say something personal.
There's nothing.
He's private.
Yeah,
he's completely private.
Yeah,
he's cowards.
It's always cowards. I had a guy like that on TikTok that. I had a couple of TikTok videos in a row that he must have just found me and hated me immediately. So he just started sarcastically commenting on, like, I would do a thing about, like, I did a TikTok where I tried to do into the camera where I said, I went to my first hip hop concert the other night, and the best part of the night was when me and my other 40-year-old friend found a bench, right? And it's kind of fun. I just said it into the fucking camera.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Was it?" Every comment he did. Everything was like, "Really? Was it?" oh, that's hilarious. And I'm like, and then I look, and it's like from the picture I was trying to tell this guy, it's like, dude, you have kids. Shouldn't you be like taking care of your kids?
Get a life.
Yeah.
It just bothered me because it was the only comment on the video.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a famous person. I'm going to see that.
Everyone who comments negatively at someone should be killed.
And dude, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say
something reasonable.
I thought you were gonna say it should have to be public.
No,
they make you public.
They
the
should
minute
be
that
murdered.
I like what I like what you do. You share them all the time. Your negative ones. Any of them ever get to you?
So I have a couple strategies. I have a couple strategies. One is the ignore, which is because sometimes
Shaun Murphy is like Buscemi and Billy Madison. He's just on a couch putting lipstick on with these trolls. He's like, shoop up, shooby-doo.
Boy, am I glad I called that guy.
What's your strategies? I'm sorry.
Ignore is fun sometimes because then they don't, get anything.
Right.
That is best when they have a bunch, because that way you could tell they really want a response.
Yes.
The secondary response that I think is fun is to be so nice that it makes them feel bad. I do that. That's usually my go-to is hey man, you suck. Well, sorry I didn't make you laugh. Hope you have a nice day. I like the sunglasses in your picture. And they just go, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'll try. Like they don't know how to react.
Dude, the complimenting because usually people are looking at the picture like, oh, you look ugly.
Yeah.
You have a big nose.
When you meant they should be killed, you meant with kindness.
Well, I'm saying if these don't work, if they, you go through these and then that's the last result.
And then I'll show up to your house and I'll murder your entire family.
What's strategy 3?
Strategy 3 is kind of just I don't use as much, but like the joke thing just to make me laugh usually. Like someone, I had some comment of like, another weak soy boy fucking loser trying to do jokes, whatever it was, And then I put like, hey man, I'm actually very strong. And the guy like completely bought. He goes, well, that may be, but your comedy is still terrible. Like he did it all, like he gave me the strong parts.
Just doubled down on it. Jesus.
I had the one guy that said something like wow man, maybe you just weren't being that funny because it was me like singing to somebody that wasn't paying attention. He's like, I don't know, I need more context or something. And then I just comment, well, if you want some context, I have a bunch of videos on my YouTube. Give me a subscribe and watch some. He goes, hey, I just watched 2 of the videos, man. I bet some people think you're funny, but it's really just not for me. But don't take it from me. I don't know much about comedy. Keep doing your thing. And I was just like, that's fair, man.
It's not fair.
It's not for everybody.
It's not fair. I'll tell you why. Then where'd the first comment on the comedy video come from? Where the balls on these people to turn around?
That's why they should be murdered.
That's why they should be murdered.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, mine. I've said it on the podcast because this is a question we ask all the time, and we talk about it a lot because it's so funny to deal with this. My thing is, I'm gonna waste as much time of their time as I can. Mm-hmm. So my thing is play dumb. So I'll go. They'll say something. I'll go. Well, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate? And then they'll write like 4 paragraphs about what they meant, and I'll be like, "Hey, if you don't know, it's okay. Like, but you have to explain yourself better. What you're like, you're entitled to your opinion, but you have to explain yourself better." And like, what do you mean? This is what I meant, and they'll just keep going, and then I just go, "Okay,
good.
yeah." It's my favorite thing in the world, and it's only worked a handful of times. Usually, like you get nothing back. That happens a lot too. You ever notice that? You get nothing back. You'll write something back to try to engage them and try to get them like to waste their time because we're comedians. We have a lot of time on our hands, but like. But sometimes they'll just not write back at all.
He hasn't responded yet.
I'm sure he won't because that's the type of comment where he's literally just commenting on every video that comes down his pike. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. You might didn't even watch the video. He just saw you and went,
I look fat in it. I get it. But like, could I be fatter?
Don't be on the side of the troll.
Could I be fatter? Yes, easily. I have been.
Yeah.
That's how you know how insecure we are and how people-pleasing we are. That you're like, okay, I'll try to make sense out of your irrational
comment. Do you think
comment.
it was Matthew Perry? Could he be any fatter?
also,
am I getting roasted by Chandler?
So based off that interview, it could be Matthew Perry. He doesn't seem to be all there. Hey, went through a lot of shit. If somebody should have died, it was probably that guy. But Jesus Christ, he's not that nice of a guy.
Matthew Perry just going after me and Keanu Reeves. I didn't realize we were his target.
He's like, yeah, Keanu Reeves, why is he popular? Also, have you heard this guy Ray Zawodni?
Why isn't he popular?
Have you heard of this loser with 2,300 YouTube followers? He's so fat.
You heard this fat Pollock from New York? No, but it's I think that's what ends up happening. That's the new regime is everybody has their own strategies on how they deal with it. A lot of people just, they go, you just ignore it. And I think we're at a point now where it's so ingrained in everything. You kind of can't. You can't. And also people do it for engagement. You know those stories.
Right.
You ever watch, there's some guy who's like, I watched a clip of this guy the other day who talked about how the guy's called the Useless Inventor. That's his account. And he's got like millions upon millions of followers. And his thing is that he purposely screwed things up in the videos so that he gets engagement. And I know a lot of people do this, but apparently he had some like Tic Tac organizer sheet that he puts inside the Tic Tac box, and it's like a useless invention. Yeah. And he goes, oh, so it's 18 and 18, so it's 30, whatever. He fucks up the math on it, whatever it is. And he goes, I had 20,000 comments telling me the math was wrong. And it made the video get 20 million views. So it's like to troll the trolls like that is pretty smart as well.
That's not bad.
There's got to be. I do the killing with kindness. I'll just call everybody a silly goose. I go, what are you talking about, you silly goose? What are you doing? And I'm hoping they get mad at that. What?
The kindness route's pretty good.
Yes,
but I
it's
still
really good.
think we need this law to kill them because
it should be worked into the state laws, not federal, just state. Yeah.
Because like I see it a lot with like sports. You know, like people like drop someone and then they at the sports person like, you fucking stink, and you're like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
This is like a machine of a human being, and you're just some loser who's like, you can't make that catch.
Dude, that's
they're telling kickers to kill themselves.
Yeah.
That's okay. We just spoke about this. You guys are both big sports fans. I'm like a dabbler. I think I can call it. I know very little about sports. Sports fans are the biggest snowflakes on the planet. They are the biggest fickle people I've ever seen. They get mad at the drop of it. They turn on a dime. They leave their teams immediately. Also, for a lot of dudes who are probably homophobic, they're very concerned about a 24-year-old's each part of their body and how it's working.
I'll catch myself and I'm watching a game and then I'm like, dude, he's so slow. And then I like look down at my gut and the fucking chips that are on my shirt, and I'm like, he's not that slow. He's a professional athlete.
Sean, Ray watches him get so slow. He goes, he's so slow, and he looks back at that guy's comment. And he goes, "Aw."
Well, I think it's like, I'm not anti-negativity. If you want to write a blog about someone doing whatever, but like to say it to their virtual face is like an insane thing to do. Like, could you imagine? I don't think I know a person. I probably secretly do, but I don't think I know a person who's like would like scroll through YouTube, see someone playing a guitar, and be like, "Hey, you stink." Like, that's an insane sociopathic
thing to do. I've never had that thought process because you know what it's like. Even if you weren't like, I think if you're a normal person, you just know what it's like to put yourself out there. It's fucking brutal to just.
But like, I don't know if I was telling this to you, Raymond, when we talked recently.
Just Ray. We do like a laid back casual thing here.
Raymond Esquire. We maybe we're talking, and I was talking about this, and I was like you don't see, if you saw Avatar and you hated it, you're not like, I need Cameron's number. I need to tell him that he fucking like if someone said that to you, you'd be like, oh, you need to be like in a psych ward. Like you don't need, like, you could write a movie review about how you don't like it, but if you have to tell the people responsible, there's something wrong with you.
You don't think anybody added James Cameron on Twitter? Like, your movie stinks.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
No,
but that
he's
makes
talking about, like, if you put it in a different
if Twitter
context,
didn't exist and you had to like go, or if he was outside shaking hands, hey, I hope you like the movie, and you're like, I'm gonna go to that guy, I'm gonna tell him the movie. Like, you would be like, oh, you should be committed. Yeah, the more convenient things become, the more mean people become. Yeah, like if Pony Express was around, you wouldn't waste how much Pony Express cost. I'm gonna get a Raven. I'm gonna write it that the movie sank. I'm gonna send it to him. Like, it's an insane. You're not gonna train a Raven for 6 weeks.
Well, it's not just the convenience thing too. Is that there is this
Ben Franklin, you stink.
Yo, electricity sucks, bro. It works like half the time. And you gotta pay for this shit every month?
Also, I just saw a painting of you. Can you be any fatter?
He was fat, man. Fuck.
He had like a bell shape. He had like 1700s body. Like, also, why in 1700s they never wore flattering clothes? These guys, they always just they got everything tailored. Everything was tailored, but not flattering.
Yes, and why? How was he fat in the 1700s?
Well, like, because he was rich. That's the thing. If you were fat back in the day, it was like a thing of like prominence. And if you had gout, it meant you ate a lot of meat, which meant you were rich, right?
Fuck.
Yeah. So you'd be like a king right now.
I'm just fat and poor.
It's so funny. When the fat thing comes up with you, I really don't think of you as fat. I think you as just a big dude.
Well, you got to talk to Nick on Instagram.
What's his handle? Do you remember?
Sonnet Nick.
Sonnet Nick. Fuck you, Sonnet Nick.
Yeah, you little bitch.
Piece of shit. But
I've talked about Murphy on the podcast many episodes ago because I don't think that Murphy is a people pleaser.
I don't think he is either.
Really?
No.
And
I think I think you just don't. I think you're the only people pleasing thing you do is probably you're quiet and you deal with it later. Like you're not. Like you're probably not you're not an apologizer for things. Like if I say it's something you don't want to do or say it's something you can't make, an appointment you can't make, and it's a friend thing, not like a comedy thing, because we've had discussions about comedy things, but like, and you couldn't make it. How would you text that? Like how being like how many exclamation points or sorries do you use in a text to be like I can't make your part?
I'm maybe not a people pleaser in doing the activity, but I'm a people pleaser in like the apology. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a birthday party and I didn't want to go to it, and of course I would, but if I didn't want to go to it, and I would text you like, I'm sorry, I'm the worst person in the world.
Right.
I can't
okay,
do.
So that is people pleaser.
You know, like I'm the worst. I'm gonna go kill myself.
But if you didn't want to go, you wouldn't go.
But I wouldn't.
Right, that's different.
Yeah.
See, there's times where I think I'm getting better at not going to things if I don't want to go. Like it depends on who it is. It's also there's level of friendships where it's like, if I feel comfortable saying I don't want to go. I just don't want to go. And also, if anybody tells me, if I'm like, hey, I'm going to this thing, do you want to go? I'm also at the point where I won't be hurt if somebody's like, I don't want to go.
You know what I hate? Have you talked about this maybe on the pod? I don't like, because I have one of these today, the general, what are you doing Friday at 8? And you're like,
this could be anything.
What are you asking me to do Friday at 8?
Hey, what's the trap, dude?
Because it's like, do I have to help you move? Is it a spot? Is it a birthday party?
Do you need bone marrow?
It could be anything. And I feel like that's a cheap move that people do sometimes.
You know what's funny is I think I used to be guilty of that, not in life stuff. When I was booking a show, I think just out of sheer laziness, I would do that at first to be like, hey, are you around on this date? And then after a while, I realized, oh no, I have to give all the info at once in a text. But it took me very quick to realize that. But I wasn't doing it to be sneaky. I was doing it to be like, hey, are you around this day? And I think I thought they would fill in the blanks and be like, oh, Shaun has a show. Right. He wants to book me on his show. So, but now I go, hey, are you available to this spot this day, whatever it is, if I'm running something.
I put in way too much information and I talk way too professionally in certain instances that don't require it. I'm like a response from a customer service bot almost, where I would be like, hey, buddy, Friday, April 26th at 8 p.m., we are probably going to go either here, or here. And you can meet at my house at 7:45 because I don't want anybody to like.
You could like an itinerary.
Get mad.
Yeah. You could like a full on. But here's the thing: you're doing that to be like, aren't you going to do that for yourself in a way? Because you're doing it as like, here's the info, you show up or you don't, right? Like you do it like. I actually agree with that because then you're like, oh, cool, all right, thanks, man, I'll let you know, and then it's like, and then nobody's butthurt if you don't want to go or if whatever. But the minute you go to somebody, hey, even if you say, hey, want to go to this party on Friday, April 8th, whatever it is, somebody can go, where is it? Then if somebody, you can get especially if you're texting a lot of people at once, barrage with questions.
Yeah.
I've had like, or somebody who does this, what about this? Where I'll be like, hey, let's meet 3 o'clock for lunch at here. And I've had friends that go, okay, where is it? I'm like, where is it? I'm like, the thing that you're texting me back on, you can consult that to find out exactly where this establishment is. That bugs me out. That
you don't even need to touch it. You could just say
talk
it out loud.
Yeah. That bugs the shit out of me. I'm like, you want me to just, what? You want me to, that's how lazy you are? You want me to send you a link that you just hit and then it shows you how to get there?
Never in my life have I been mad when followed up when a friend said that they can't do something. I never asked for an explanation. I don't care. But I've had friends do the reverse to me.
But you also take it. You've talked about this in the show. You take it where like you don't want to say some of your reasons are like, I'm broke right now, I don't want to admit it, or like you're like stuff like that. So you're taking it as like they're pushing it when they, because I've done it too. I think early in knowing you, I've been like, come on, we'll go to Rover. Well, come on, man, come on, because I wanted to drink with somebody.
Yeah.
And I think you were taking it. You felt pressure to go. But I think if you just would have been like, oh no, it's a final no, I don't want to go. I think I would have been like, okay, fine.
I have friends that don't accept it.
See, that's
Like that.
after a certain age, that's
on,
bullshit.
Dude, come on,
Yeah.
you gotta come. And like I'll ask people, I'll be like, hey, do you want to go here? No. Cool. I'm gonna go by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm cool. There's like people that we know. I can't be by themselves. I can be by myself, no problem. I can go to movies by myself.
I'm the king of movies by myself.
Love it.
Really?
Yeah.
But you like going with me.
Yeah.
Do you know why I like going to the movies with Shaun Murphy?
Because he's a good movie. Because he's respectful.
No, because yes, but he will tell people to be quiet in the movie theater.
Good. That's what I mean. That's what he meant before.
That's
not
why he's
people
not a
pleaser.
people pleaser.
But movies is probably where my strongest person will come out too. Because I'll do the same shit if it's bad.
You'll what?
I'll say shush if it gets bad.
See, it's hard for me too because I feel like my shush or me being like, yo, shut up, might disrupt the movie more than they're talking for other people.
No, there's ways to
That's
do
how
it.
crazy I am.
There's ways to do it.
Oh, I saw Murphy walk down 5 aisles, maybe more, 6 aisles, to tell a lady to turn off her phone.
That's fantastic. You never told me this.
Oh, yeah.
You might be my new hero.
What movie did we go see when you did that? I forget what movie it was.
I forget what movie it was.
This was more memorable than the movie.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Good for you.
Well,
It was one of those things where it was coming right into your eyes.
Yeah.
It was like a laser.
Well,
those screens can be like a laser in your eye.
Yeah,
during
and
the
especially
movie.
because people are insane, so they leave their brightness all the way up, and it's just like. It's like also you can check your phone, just put it down,
Yeah.
put it in your like jacket, like these people that and you could see what you're just scrolling Facebook.
It looks like they're looking at the briefcase from Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction. But so you went. So what happened? You were at the movie.
Yeah, I think.
Let me ask you this: if you weren't enjoying the movie, would it have mattered as much? Like if it was kind of a whatever movie, would you be like, I don't give a shit? Or no matter what, it's like
No,
a
I just think
principle
it-
thing.
Yeah, I think it's a principle thing.
Okay. So you're watching the movie. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You see that thing pops up. How long do you wait? Like you give her a couple seconds to check.
We waited a while.
It was maybe like
Literally
6
how
phone
long?
checks.
Oh,
Like,
6
yeah,
different phone checks.
I give it a good long while to make sure it's okay.
Right.
She
okay.
was watching a video on her phone, I think.
I think at one point.
No.
Which is crazy.
Dude,
Was she the devil?
Well, they weren't. These 4 women and this man or something like
That's
that.
right.
They came
Yes.
into the theater kind of late, and you could tell that they were not there to watch the movie, which is
The worst.
sounds normal for a movie theater.
Yeah.
And you thought that they might have been prostitutes.
I did, yeah. That was a thing that crossed my mind.
That was a theory. We had a
Yeah.
bunch of theories.
Oh, if they're checking their phone 6 times during a movie, that actually kind of makes sense. Maybe they're like hanging out in
Yeah.
between tricks.
But
Well,
there's
why don't those whores go stand out in the lobby and play with their
why
phone?
why yelling at me
Why-
about it?
Well,
Sorry.
also, if you're gonna do that, sit in the back row. Like,
Sit in the
there's
back
things
row.
you could still
Well,
do
there's no
to
respect
do that.
going on. Yeah.
But-
So what ended up happening? So she's checking it, and then you're like, finally, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Did you tell anything to Ray? Did you say anything like?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I'm like,
No,
You're like,
you
yeah.
just went.
Oh,
He
I
just
need
went.
to-
He just went rogue. Dude.
I feel like I picture you just leaning over to Ray and go, time to take out the trash.
One time I remember I saw Lincoln in the theaters in Buffalo, and there was a couple talking like during the whole movie. They were
Please
just
say they were white. Please say
they
they
were
white.
white. They were white. Actually, we'll come back to that. I have another. So they were talking like a lot during the whole movie, and I went up to him like, "You got it. I could hear you doing the whole thing. You got to stop talking." And then like they started like fighting a little bit, and then left. They both left, and I was like, "I think I created something."
You nipped it in the butt.
Yeah.
Because one of them probably wanted to be quiet, the other one kept talking. And
yeah.
he was like, stop. I don't
Yeah.
want to be embarrassed. So one of them actually had shame, the other one didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Lincoln's a tough one.
Well, so I
You don't want to get-
generally,
you don't want to get,
I generally
Only
only go
white
after
people.
whites. Yeah.
See, I don't know if I like that.
I know. I don't know if is that bad or is that good?
I think I think it's racist to only go after white people for talking in movie theaters.
Well, we had a.
I think it should be an across the board
I
situation.
know, but I don't know. Is that bad, or am I like?
Well, that's his. That's
No, I
his.
think
That's
it's
his form
I
of
get it.
reparation.
Yeah, it's theater. Yeah, movie theater reparations.
Maybe you're the racist.
Yeah.
That's how you're giving it back.
That's how you start. You got to start small.
What are you doing to
I don't
help
see
out
color
this
in movie
culture?
theaters. Mostly
In
because all
movie
the lights are
theaters.
on.
Well, dude, I thought that me and him just went to see Plane at the theater, and I thought that there was going to be a problem with the dude sitting next
I
to
did
us.
too, yeah.
They didn't talk that much. You could hear them like whispering to each other, but at first they were being really loud, and I was like, I'm gonna have to say something. I look over, and the dude is just fucking huge, and I was like, God damn it, man! Why does it have to be the
Well, that's
biggest
why
dude
probably.
in here?
Isn't it crazy sometimes, as someone who goes to a lot of movies, the behavior in movie theaters? Like, if you go to enough movies, you go, "Oh, America's fucked." It's like, because first of all, like a movie, say, with some movie starts at 3:10. There are people that will come in at like 3:50, and they're like, and you're like, "What is it? Go, you missed it."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you like? That's
Also-
insane to me. And the people that like go up and down, they're like, they watch 10 minutes, they go get a snack, they come back. What did I miss? The whole fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
Do another, like, you can't be seated silent for 90 minutes.
And it's not like a cheap activity.
Yeah, right.
It's not like it's it's $10.
Yeah.
Because it's not like unless you're an A-lister.
Also, I get. Oh yeah, true. Also, I get a little bit more militant. I say this, and I don't know how. I'm guessing I know how you feel on this. Are trailers part of the movie?
No.
Oh, see, I'm trailers. That's when the movie starts.
You guys are split on this.
Yeah.
Trailers are part of the movie to me. I think that's part of the movie experience, not the commercials before it. The trailers.
What about Nicole Kidman?
I usually aggressively boo that. I get pissed. I'm so sick of watching that.
Did you hear? Did you hear?
They're
the
making
thing
a
about
new one.
What Maverick? What a new thing with her?
Why did you just bring up a
No,
new
because
thing?
I thought you were
I was
ta-
like, they're making a new one. You're like, Ghostbusters? And I'm like, why?
No.
Like, why
He
did
just
you?
heard what he wanted to hear because he wants a new movie to come out that he likes.
I'll tell you what my logic was. Did you hear the Tom
I
Cruise
know.
thing?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
You know about the Tom Cruise
Oh,
thing?
you went from Nicole Kidman to Tom Cruise
To
to
Maverick.
Your brain
You meant
is
just
fired.
a new Nicole Kidman.
They're making
opening?
a new AMC bumper with Nicole Kidman.
Oh, same person, same Nicole Kidman, but
Yeah,
why a new
same
one?
Nicole.
Why
No,
not
it's
just leave
Nicole
that-
Richie.
We're doing a new Nicole every year.
The Simple Life? What's it called? Nicole
Her
Kidman.
and Paris Hilton.
Because it was such a hit, they're just doing a new one.
Was it an actual hit? I didn't know that it was.
I think everyone knows
I think it
what
was just trying to get people back into movie theaters. That was the whole
all
idea.
ads like that are so silly because you're like, I'm here already.
Yeah, that's.
You know, it's like it's just.
You're preaching to the choir,
Yeah.
lady. Yeah.
It's like if you buy a Bud Light and there's a commercial on it, you're like, no, I'm drinking it right now. I understand. Like it's very dumb.
Dude, but no, what I was talking about was apparently the rumor, and I wouldn't put it past this guy. He seems like a guy who would do it. Tom Cruise does an opening for Maverick. That's it's after Nicole Kidman, obviously, but it's before Maverick starts when it was in theaters, saying we're so glad that movies are open again.
I think that this happens like 1 in 10 movies. They have like the star.
Oh,
like
really?
AMC will like get the star and they'll be like, hey, thank you for coming to see Nightmare
so
Alley. We
yeah,
worked
okay,
really
okay,
hard
okay,
on it, and we
Yeah.
appreciate you coming out. I've seen that with like a couple
that's-
people.
Well,
Well,
that's
that
probably a
sucks.
rumor
I
then.
kind of like the drama.
I love the idea that
aspect
he's
of
like.
it.
Also, I don't think he's a guy that we're the ones who are dwelling on comments on Instagram. He's probably a guy who think about that guy. How much shit he must get. Imagine if Tom Cruise was affected by social media and internet.
Well, here's the thing though. Tom Cruise is a megastar with millions of fans, millions of followers. I'm basically just a civilian at this point. I'm
yeah.
not famous. I don't have a million Instagram followers. This would just be like this dude seeking out, somebody just to randomly try to be mean.
Yeah, but you could have the same. You could join Scientology and have the same mindset as him.
Dude, I bet I
Like-
would join. Talk about people pleasing. If I walk past one of those places,
You should never walk into one of those places.
And they hand me a
You know
robe.
they give you the hard. I know comics who have gone in L.A. just to see what it's like, and they're like they hardcore. They try to make it where they give you the little spiel, they give you the video, and then they're like, hey, just if you can wait a second, they know all the tactics to try to keep you there as long as
Dude,
possible.
I talk shit on how stupid that religion sounds, but I go in there for 3 minutes. I'll fucking have a robe on. I'll slaughter a pig, whatever they make you do, and I will be all in. And then I'll be trying to convert you guys.
Ray'd be walking out going, where's my spaceship? Where's the Elron?
Yeah, I'll keep calling them by first name. The way Elron thinks that we should be living our day-to-day lives.
But that's not true because you're not really suggestible with other religions.
But that one I am.
Why is Scientology?
Because it's like they seem to really try to mind fuck you.
They do,
And
yeah.
I don't
But there's a
know-
lot of those that do. If you're surrounded by it, there's
And
a lot that do.
and they have like robes and stuff. I think robes are cool.
Do they actually
Like,
have robes?
Everybody seems that. I bet they do.
I think you're making that up.
I make up. That's what I do is I make up a bunch of things in my head, and then I convince my own brain that it's fact, and then I just tell people.
I wonder. I'm guessing they don't. You remember how it was like Scientology was like had a huge deal in how? Because one thing I didn't realize until all that Going Clear stuff happened was that they have their main base is like Florida, like whatever that area in Florida. They own that whole section of Florida, the town, whatever it is.
Oh, really?
There's people who have nothing to do with Hollywood that grew up. Like I think Leah Remini was maybe not Leah Remini, but. Maybe her parents. I think it was that she like grew up in science. It was like your parents being Catholic. They were like Scientologists.
Well, it's also a horrifically devious cult where they're like at some point you have to tell all your secrets, and then they're like, hey, by the way, if you leave, we're gonna tell everyone all these secrets you told us.
Like a little blackmail.
Yeah,
action.
It's like if a 16-year-old's sleepover was a religion.
Like, yeah. Well, like in the Going Clear book, which is great. Doc's great too. But the book they mention that there. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn here. I'm pretty sure I remember this almost confirmed in the book. That was like John Travolta mentioned that he was gay or had gay experiences, and now he won't leave because he's like an old man who doesn't want that out there about him.
Yeah.
You know, and
I don't believe that.
No.
What, that he's gay?
Yeah.
It's a widely known, not
did.
known thing in Hollywood. He's gay as a Christmas turkey, as my mom would say. That's what
he's a flaky Jake, as my grandmother would say.
Gay as a Christmas turkey.
That's pretty progressive for both for both those people.
Yeah.
You know?
It could have been way worse.
Well, my grandfather helped counterbalance the progressiveness with what he called people.
Have you really been going this whole time thinking that John Travolta is a straight man? Dude, it's like
there's been a lot of evidence recently that maybe he's not straight.
But recently, do you mean from 1978? Dude, my dad.
Well, I did musical theater. I'm not gay.
My dad was had to train to take the test to become a New York City cop, and he would go to a gym in Brooklyn, and he would go early in the morning, and he would see John Travolta working out with his boyfriend. This is like when Welcome Back, Kotter was going on. It's a fact. He told me himself.
How did he know it was his boyfriend and not just his workout partner? I go.
They were on the suck-off machine.
Well, they were fucking in the shower. He was spotting it.
I want to go back to this trailer thing. So trailer start, which is 85 minutes before the movie begins, and you go, phones away, no one speak, it's movie time.
That ideally, that's what I would want. Trailer. No, they don't start 80. They start about 20 minutes before the movie begins.
It's 30 now, I think.
It's not 30. It's not 30. No, because they have the commercials now before the trailers start. So that's not part of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like when the thing goes down, the Coca-Cola thing plays.
I consider it, to me, that's the wind down into the movie. So it's like, hey, everyone, get ready. The movie. So like, you're not going to speak at high volume, but you could still do some whispers, some phone checks.
I'll give you that.
It's like a wind down.
I'll give you that. I'm not going to freak out over that. I'm just saying that, like you said, the way things are now, nobody's taking your wind down suggestion even a little bit. Like people are talking full blast during all the trailers. Also, you know why? Because just in case the movie's bad, I want to enjoy the trailer. I like trailers a lot. I really love trailers.
Okay, so how do you feel during a trailer if me and you were sitting next to each other? Like after a trailer, I'll be like, looks like it stinks.
No, that's fine.
Is that okay?
No. I'm talking like when people are like talking as loud as we are now during the trailers. And it's multiple things. It's more of a group hive mind thing that I have a problem with than just a couple individual like Snickers or like a little conversations.
Did you ever tell Shaun the guy in Ambulance? When we saw Ambulance, the guy was shouting out at the screen.
No, which guy? Wait,
you don't remember this?
You got to refresh me.
Okay, so we saw Ambulance in the theater,
which was great.
Great movie. Michael Bay, good stuff.
Oh, you guys loved it, right?
Yeah,
it was fun.
And
you both tilted your heads like you were being wise asses. The minute you both go like this. Great movie. Like, it's like, yeah, I believe your eyes.
It is good.
Me.
We like
really?
that.
Okay.
Me and Murphy after every movie we see, we're like, so do you want to start? And we just go through like everything we hated and liked about it.
We were pounding all through Ambulance, just
high five.
It's one of those movies.
That's like me during Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. I remember what you're gonna say now. Yeah,
okay.
Go for it though, because you remember it better than I do.
It's an insane movie about like this guy takes he commandeers like an ambulance with like people in it, and they're trying to
And
get
it's
away
like
from
shot
the
on
cops.
GoPros or something, right?
It's on with like drones and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
right, okay.
The plot is like an insane person, and one guy in the front row by himself, like a lunatic guy, was like, "Man, that happened to me once in L.A." we're like, what? And like,
yeah, he yelled. He was like, I outran the cops 3 times living there.
He did. And that's like an inverse of what we've been talking about. If you yell out something and it's gold, free pass. Yeah. Like that. That guy could yell out stuff all day long during my favorite movie. If it's that good,
his batting average was insane. Yeah. He was killing it.
Yeah.
I'll allow that. If it's the perfect thing to say at the perfect moment, I'll definitely allow that.
One time, here's the best movie theater experience heckle I had. I was at. They don't really have them anymore. Remember when they used to have like second run movie theaters, like before streaming and stuff, like when they went out of main theater, they go to the cheap shows and they'd be there.
They were great.
Yeah.
So it was right after it got out of the theaters pretty much. Or like maybe 6 months later.
So I was at the cheap show seeing Green Lantern.
Which wasn't good, right?
Which wasn't good. Right. Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively.
Really turned that around. Is that where they met?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. They were about to. I'll text them and ask. They were about to kiss at the end of the movie, and I think Ryan Reynolds goes, like, I just got one more thing I got to say to you. And it's like, there's like a pause, and some guy rips the loudest fart in the theater, and everyone loses it. Everyone starts laughing at this fart, and it like just brought us like to get, because we all saw this movie that like pretty much no one in the theater probably liked, and some guy just farted at the perfect time, and the whole theater lost it, and it was a great.
That's
great
amazing.
moment.
Dude, it's I've told you this story. It's the Avengers Age of Ultron fart that I heard. This is the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire fucking life. It's me, my brother, and my brother-in-law, and we're all sitting there, and it's the one part of Age of Ultron when they go to Hawkeye's house, and it's real quiet and emotional and sad, and it's just the quiet part, and all you hear is, "Burn," and me and my brother start laughing, and then we like start to like calm down a little bit. We're like, that wasn't a fart. We didn't really hear a fart. And then you hear, "Burn," and he cranks another one during this, and we're laughing so hard. We start to like calm down laughing, and then we notice my brother-in-law doesn't think it's funny.
He's so upset.
He's not thrilled about it. He's like, "Oh, they're ruining Avengers," and then that makes it funnier. I almost had to leave. My like face was red. It was like when you're laughing in school, and the teacher's like, "Stop laughing," and then you're like, "Well, now you just
ruined it.
Now you fucked up."
Yeah. Because now you're doubling down on how funny this is now.
Oh man.
You feel like you're getting away with something by laughing at this now. Well, I told you. I already might have said it in the pod, but I'll just say it again because it works out for this. It's not a fart one. The brown bunny. You know Brown Bunny, that Vincent Gallo
Of course,
movie.
Vincent Gallo from Buffalo.
Right. Jesus. Buffalo,
I
Pittsburgh.
can't stand when people do that.
Yeah,
There's
Vincent
8 people from Buffalo, so
well,
I
Buffalo
know
66.
yeah.
Buffalo 66. Yeah.
Filmed around my high school.
Anyway,
I can't stand
so Brown Bunny. Remember the legend of that, or the rumor of that movie was Chloe Sevigny in the movie gives him oral sex, and actually, like the rumor is that she actually did it.
Yes.
Like, and that it's for real. Who knows if that's true? Whatever it is. So, cut to I don't know, a few years later. I'm at the movie theater with my friend Blaine. We're watching Zodiac, and Chloe Sevigny's in it. Great movie. Super underrated movie.
Yeah.
Chloe Sevigny and Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's like they're married in it. You know, he's getting obsessed with the Zodiac case, and it gets worse and worse, and he's never home, whatever happens. At the end, it's this really heated moment where they're just almost going to divorce. They're screaming at each other, and she's losing her mind. And my friend Blaine leans over and he goes, "Is this the part where she sucks his dick?" He didn't yell it out, but dude, it's in top 10 of hardest time. Like, I got up, I had to leave the theater. I couldn't go. I went back to watch the rest of the movie, but I was out there for 5 minutes straight, losing my mind. It was it could not have been quieter in the theater, and he's like, I think the whole theater heard. That's how quiet it was. Oh, it was so fantastic.
Damn, the timing.
It was perfect timing. That's the best thing. That's what you want.
You guys really like Zodiac?
Oh my God!
I'll never.
Zodiac might even be in my upper echelon.
It's in my upper echelon.
I saw it in theaters with my dad when it like first came out, and I remember him hating it because he was like, "Dude, they don't ever even find out who the killer is. It's fucking stupid. They don't even see there's no ending."
He wanted to rewrite.
Yeah,
Zodiac.
He just wanted them to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the story.
He wanted.
It was the guy from Drew Carey. He did it.
That is what I will say. That is exactly what I thought when that guy came on screen. I'm like, it's Drew Carey's brother from Drew Carey. But
why is he not in drag?
That movie, something's up with that. Something's also up with David Fincher because that guy should be in. Also, because he doesn't write, he mostly just directs stuff. That guy's amazing, and that movie should have won like an Oscar. It should have easily won an Oscar for cinematography or something. It's such a good movie.
I gotta
it's
rewatch
super
it.
underrated. What?
Really
I gotta rewatch it.
Do you remember not liking it when you saw it?
I was really young, and then my dad kind of made me think like, yeah, it does kind of suck that they didn't find out who the dude was, but it's a true thing. I don't think I realized it then.
Also, apparently they went very literally on the investigation. Like they went step by step. That's why a lot of people didn't like it. They're like, it was people thought it was boring. And I'm like, I loved every part of that. You know what's actually a cool phenomenon that happens in the movies? Just like when you're saying with Green Lantern, it was bad, so people didn't care, so the fart was funny. When people decide a movie's so bad that there's laugh breakouts that happen, like during, like collectively, the whole crowd is like, "This is so bad." I think I told you this one. It was the Rambo, not the last Rambo, the one before it, where he goes back to Southeast Asia, and it's so over the top violent that people were like, by the midway through, there people were just dying laughing to the point where I don't know if do you guys remember the movie? Did you see it?
I think I did see that one.
It's so bad, it's fun, but it's kind of reminiscent of the early ones. But it's like there's one point where the guy's just on the back of this regular Jeep has this giant Gatling gun, and they just show the driver of the Jeep, just outside smoking a cigarette, and they just show Rambo's head pop up behind him, and he just slits his throat with a Bowie knife, and then the guy, somebody else pops up. Rambo just hops into the Jeep. Rambo takes the Gatling gun and shoots into the Jeep, and like kills the guy by shooting inside the Jeep, and there's just it's one of the goriest things I've ever seen in my life, and people are just laughing out loud about how stupid it looked. So, but everybody, it wasn't like, sometimes I'll just laugh at something and I'll be like, oh, I'm the weirdo in the movie. The whole theater was like, this is amazing. It's good when people get together.
I love good bad movies.
Good bad movies. Good bad
movies. For them.
Bad movies that are just boring and bad. That sucks.
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah.
But like you know. Like
but then you
Fast
realize
and
this.
Furious
Fast
and
and
all that
Furious
shit.
movies are
Ambulance was great.
But here's the thing, man.
Good bad movies are tough to make.
Yeah.
There's not many of them. It's like 3 come out a year.
Well, good bad movies?
Yeah.
But also, I don't watch, even bad movies, I don't watch them with this thing of like, that like you're talking about like the sports guys who are like, you're going so slow, I could do that.
Yeah.
I don't watch it with that because making a good movie is
It's hard.
one of the hardest things to do.
Hell, making a bad movie seems hard.
Exactly.
So like there's this weird culture of like shitting on movies and stuff like that, which I kind of get, but there's also part of me it's like, it's almost like the sports thing. It's like, I can't do this.
No.
I don't know. Like,
no way.
Editing this fucking podcast takes an hour. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is staying a little bit on the movies topic, but I wanted to ask Murphy this because we asked Broussard last week. I mean, we didn't ask anybody this last week. This is our first guest. But you love the movie. You were actually the one that put me onto it. The Banshees of Inisherin. The storyline of it is basically a guy breaks up with a friend. Have you ever had the like straightforwardness and courage to break up with a friend in your life?
No, I mean we have a couple. I've had a couple friends that's more of like the kind of grown apart type thing. You like a natural
fizzle.
thing.
But do you find that you did that you were like the catalyst for it? Like do you have any friends where you like, even if it's grown apart or fizzled, that it's like I'm the one who's purposely not hanging out, even without even realizing it over time?
I don't think so.
I think most people would. I think that's a very.
I do.
Because you know that movie's we talked about. It's an allegory for
Ireland.
Ireland.
Right.
So it's not a realistic human situation, really. People don't do that.
But there is a weird thing. I think we've talked about this before of like different people we know who are like psychos, where they like take mental health terms and they put that into there's a thing that went viral on Twitter of someone's like, this is how you break up with a friend. You just sit them down and you say all this stuff, and people were like, what is this? Like, and I think that's almost like a new trend is doing stuff like that, and that's very strange.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you need to break up with friends.
Yeah.
You just the fizzles happen naturally.
Yeah.
A couple of like, hey, I can't do anything back and forth is like, I guess we're just moving on.
Right.
Well, it's also, I think it comes to an age. I'm 44, and I don't think I don't expect myself to hang out with many people, and I don't hang out as many people as I used. You know what I'm saying? Like I naturally, it just happens anyway. I think in your 20s, there's such a bigger friend group, and you're doing way more stuff.
You have so much time for it.
Exactly.
Do you think you're pretty direct with friends though about things?
I think so.
Yeah,
I would think so. Do you think am I direct with you?
I'm just thinking if me and you were in the car together going somewhere, and my armpits smell awful, I have horrible BO. Are you gonna tell me?
Probably. I'd find a nice way to do it. I remember there was one time this comedian, I'll tell you who it was after we record.
Colin Chamberlain.
No, someone you might not even know him, but like we went to a gig, and after we went to this gig, he's like I gotta tell you something, your breath was terrible all night long. And it kind of hurt my feelings, because I was like, first of all, we may never even see, like, it's not someone I see regularly. I'm like, we may never see each other again. Two, it was one of those things, I'm like, I took like, I don't even think it was my breath. It was one of those things like I did mouthwash right before I went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, I find that tough to believe. So like I was confused by it, and then I was like, why'd you bring it up last minute? Like, why did you just tell me now?
Because
so, like,
he knew he was leaving.
Yes.
Yeah, but like some of
It's
those
like leaving a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of those direct things, it's like you got to be careful with how you go about it, because
It's also got to be a close. Like if you like, my answer to that would be like, if it was bad, like in the car, like we're on a car, I'd be like, dude, you stink.
Well,
But it's almost to be like, just go.
well, here's but here's the thing,
like,
why I don't
like
think
the Kramer, you stink.
Here's the thing why I wouldn't do it, is because you don't normally stink. So I'm like, you know what? I could tough it out this fucking car ride, and if next time he stinks, I'll be like,
see, that's the people pleaser.
Hey, you stink.
People pleaser. Because in actuality,
no, it's just,
but also
it's
depends
picking my battles
yes,
and not hurting your
and
stinky
it
ass
also,
feelings.
It also depends, like, are we
Stinky ass
going to a thing, or are we like driving home and you're probably going to take a shower as soon as you get home? Because that also changes it. Because he might know he stinks and is like, well, yeah, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna shower as soon as I get home.
If
like,
I know,
I'm just in a car with you.
If I know I stink, I immediately go, I can smell it. I'm like, I stink. I'm going home to shower. Like, I feel like I have to be like, just so you guys, I know that I have
the only time that I will ever be like super direct and tell you that you stink, or like tell you that like something that you're wearing doesn't look good, is if I know we're gonna be around a chick that you are like into, or like I know we're going like somewhere and there's gonna be like girls there, and that's the reason to go. Do you know what I mean? Like if we're going out to, like, me and a buddy are going out to a bar and we're going somewhere, and he's like, dude, he's like, does this shirt look all right? Normally I'll just be like, yeah, it's fine. I don't give a shit what a dude's wearing. But if I know I like to be like a good wingman,
it's like a big deal.
I'm like, hey, why don't you fucking put on a
also,
nicer
like,
shirt?
if you were just going to perform comedy or go to a birthday party, you don't want to stink to that either.
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
All right, I'm giving you both explicit permission, and a post-podcast situation. If I ever stink or there's anything going on where I look like an idiot, you can tell me, and I will not be offended.
But
wait, what if I just started telling you that every time? Like, you look like an idiot.
Well, you know what I think
think
the difference is, too, is the difference between, are you helping them or are you kind of like helping yourself?
I think it's helping them.
Because like in some situations, you're going like, I want to let you know you stink because we're about to go to a thing.
Yeah.
But like if it's just like, you stink and I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't smell your BO. Like, the BO has to be pretty bad for me to hurt your feelings.
Well, that's the other thing. It has to be really bad.
Yeah.
And also,
I'm saying if it's not just like lift your armpit and then you smell it, but when it's tucked in, you don't smell it. That's, you know what I'm talking about. You motherfuckers know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean, but that's so funny. Like, it's like this or like
that's me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what you would hope. Just be self-aware with the BO stuff. But like, I'm just saying that, yeah, it would. Before it got too bad enough where somebody's worried about having to tell me something, I would probably know already and would have showered or thrown on some deodorant.
I don't think my girlfriend tells me when I stink. Because I am like 100% sure there's been a couple times where like I haven't like showered and I've been like running around. I even went to the gym and I'll be like, I'm sorry. I was like, I gotta hop in the shower. I stink. She's like, no, you don't.
But here's the thing.
Such a liar.
Sometimes you might think you stink when you don't. That does happen too, where we smell ourselves quicker than people. It's like you're not emitting anything. You're just smelling yourself. Like if you're closer to anything, like you're smelling your whole person.
I've been around this person enough for long periods of time. I've been fucking really, really sick around her where I'm not showering. I had to have stunk. And she just won't tell me. Just tell me I stink.
You should tell her. Tell me if I stink.
I did.
And what'd she say?
She's like, well, you've never stunk before.
maybe the frequencies are off. Like you're not.
Maybe
she's
she
not
can't
smelling
smell.
your.
Yeah, maybe
Can
COVID.
she not smell?
Maybe
she has
COVID really
COVID.
just took that away.
It's long COVID.
Oh God, when she gets over that, she's gonna be like, Jesus Christ, you smell putrid. And could you be any fatter?
It turns out she's the accountant.
That's what I'm just gonna start getting a lot of different troll comments that makes me self-improve, and it's just all of her burner accounts.
Yeah, you over here with the girlfriends one time,
Dude. It seems like one of the comments is like, "Dude, you seem like a guy that never takes his girlfriend on nice dates." I'm like, God damn it!
It's getting really specific. Like, starts naming restaurants in the comments. For Christmas, you should buy your girlfriend.
You seem like a guy that was being very insensitive last night. Is he here?
No, I have a stalker. Well, Shawnee boy, this has been a blast.
It has.
Have you had fun?
I've had fun.
I love movie theater talk. I think you're right. I think it's the end of civilization. I think people don't know how to act in movie theaters.
You know how we turn it around?
How?
We kill all the people leaving negative comments. All of a sudden, the movie theaters get better.
It's part of the same Venn diagram.
We're just all gonna go Michael Douglas falling down in the movie theaters.
Yeah. Just bring in Uzis and just clean them out. Shaun, plug away your podcast, all the socials, everything.
Okay, yeah. Follow me on social medias. I am Shaun Murphy. I have a podcast about the Bills called In the Hunt Cast. And that's it. I have a special on YouTube. Go watch that.
What's it called?
It's called Neil.
So if somebody just does a search on Shaun Murphy.
That's correct.
On YouTube, they'll find it.
Check out that on YouTube though. It is very funny. Shaun is a very funny comedian, so make sure to look at that. And follow him on all socials. Also, if you're not already following the Brand New Jerks, what the hell are you doing? We got at Brand New Jerks Pod on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We now have full episodes on our YouTube channel. I know we promised it for a while, but now it's here. All free to watch us talking shit with some guests. So make sure to check that out. Subscribe. Go to
every
Spotify,
guest is the first guest.
Rate and review. Every guest is the first. That's why we like to treat them. Every guest is number one. And
come to Brand New Jerks, where every time feels like you're the first guest.
Where every time feels like the first time. Touch for the very first time. We are so bad at outros. We really like to lengthen these out, but that's what I love because we just want to stay with you as long as we can in your drive to work or when you're running on the treadmill. Shaun, where can they find you individually on social media? I'm at Shawnee Time and at Shawnee Time TikTok. Also, check out at UFO Street on TikTok. It's where I just go up to people and ask them questions about UFOs, and it's really fun. Definitely make sure to follow him there. How about yourself, Ray? Follow the new UFO Street. I fucking love those. Thank you very much. I like the chick with the crazy black chick crazy boobs. With the huge boobs. There's this really large African American lady who I asked questions to, and people were like making comments about her. Like, that's a thing that annoys me about the internet. Immediately went to like her outfit and stuff, and I was like, all right. Like people have been like shitty kind of on it. Like, I think we've learned that people are mean. People are mean, yeah. And me at Ray B Killing, I'm on all social media. That's it for the show. Oh, do you want to do an awkward three-way? Yeah, let's get it in here, guys. I'll make it even more awkward. Thank you so much, Murph. And 3 times the awkwardness. See you next week. See you next week, everybody.